Hi there. Welcome to a new episode of Warren Buffett Notes. Here we daily talk about the Oracle of Oklahoma, Warren Buffett, the greatest investor in history, and we will help you to become a new Warren Buffett. The question we have for today is Warren Buffett investing in all the FAANG stocks? Good to know is that Warren Buffett always says, "No, I don't buy much of the FAANG stocks. Those are the kind of businesses I think about a lot." First to tell, what is the FAANG? In finance, FAANG is an acronym that refers to the stocks of 5 prominent American technology companies: Meta, formerly known as Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and the last one, Alphabet, formerly known as Google. The term was popularized by Jim Cramer, the television host of CNBC's Mad Money in 2013, who praised these companies for being totally dominant in their markets. Originally, the term FAANG was used with Apple, the second A in the acronym, added in 2017. Good to know is that the FAANG stocks over the past 5 years, for instance, Meta and Amazon, have seen stock price increases of 185 and 500% respectively. For their part, Apple and Alphabet saw price increases of about 175% over that same time frame, whereas Netflix saw its value rise by nearly 450%. Now the question, is Warren Buffett investing in the FAANG stocks? Well, in May 2020, Buffett says there's no bubble in the FAANG stocks, but he's still not buying. In fact, throughout most of his investing career, Buffett has shied away from tech stocks, completely missing the massive rallies in the so-called FAANG stocks. In an interview met Yahoo Finance, he said that the FAANG group has experienced meteoric gains over the past decade, but Buffett said he doesn't believe they're experiencing a bubble similar to the dot-com bubble. Buffett said, "No, just the opposite. I mean, you're seeing in this kind of a market, those companies don't need capital. Well, Netflix needs capital, but basically, the big companies in market value don't need capital." He said the top 10 largest companies 30 years ago, such as General Motors and AT&T Inc., all needed money. When asked him why he never invested in Google or Amazon, Buffett said he simply dropped the ball on Google. "Well, that's a pretty damn good question, but I don't have a good answer. I definitely should have owned Google." Despite his regret over not pulling the trigger in the past, Buffett said he's not buying the FAANG stocks these days either. And the question we have today, is that true? Perhaps the biggest surprise of all is that Warren Buffett, an investor who's generally shunned technology stocks and high-growth companies throughout his 57-plus years at the helm, has a stake, either directly or indirectly, in all 5 FAANG stocks. A few of the FAANGs have been fixtures in Buffett's portfolio for years. Apple is Berkshire's largest holding by market value, accounting for 42.5% of the company's $354 billion of invested assets as of last weekend. The Oracle of Omaha refers to Apple as one of his company's 4 giants, so it's unlikely this position will be reduced anytime soon. Meanwhile, e-commerce giant Amazon has been a continuous holding for more than 3 years. Buffett has previously stated that Berkshire's position in Amazon was initiated by one of his investing lieutenants, Todd Combs or Ted Weschler. Both Apple and Amazon have been showing up in Berkshire Hathaway's quarterly 13Fs. But what about social media stock Meta Platforms, streaming platform Netflix, and internet search behemoth Alphabet, the parent of Google? For these stocks, we have to go further down the rabbit hole to one of Berkshire Hathaway's first quarter buys. Among the 16 stocks Warren Buffett and his investing team added since the year began is diversified holding company Markel. This company is often viewed by the investing community as a mini Berkshire, with nearly $7 billion in assets under management as of June 30th, 2022. Buffett is a shareholder in Markel, as his company technically has a vested interest in more than 100 securities in which Markel is invested. This includes 43,000 shares of Netflix, more than 184,000 shares of Meta, and close to 2.75 million shares of Google. Indirectly at least, Warren Buffett owns all 5 FAANG stocks. Thank you for watching this episode of Warren Buffett Notes. When you like it, subscribe to this channel. You help me to grow in making more news about Warren Buffett.